As a young researcher, Ken Kreuzer was the first to show that certain drugs convert an important cellular enzyme into a toxic product that prevents DNA replication and kills cells. This discovery and subsequent research by his and other labs have refined the mechanism and use of several important classes of anti-cancer and antibacterial drugs.
And so over the years we've been involved in multiple studies, and other labs have as well, trying to understand exactly how that protein DNA complex really messes cells up and how they try to respond to it. And that's work that's still ongoing in a number of labs.
Away from the bench, Kreuzer has been a passionate advocate to attract more underrepresented minorities to the medical sciences. He pioneered Duke's Summer Research Opportunity Program, which is now more than 20 years old.
And we've trained well over 200 students in the program. We give them research opportunities for 10 weeks in the summer, and also a lot of seminars about career development and things like that.
Along with Sherilyn Black and Julie Reynolds, Kreuzer co-created a program called BioCore, which is partially funded by the NIH to support undergraduate and graduate research for underrepresented minorities at Duke.
And it's just been incredibly rewarding to see hundreds of kids really getting to experience science.
Kreuzer was raised in Buffalo, New York before heading off to college.
It was pretty miserable up there after about 5 months of snow and cold.
He has always been interested in science, and it was as an undergrad at MIT where he was bitten by the research bug in what was then the new field of molecular biology.
I took a course from a guy named Salvador Luria, who got the Nobel Prize actually, and he was just absolutely inspirational, showing how you could learn about what's going on with the DNA molecule by looking at the color of colonies on Petri plates. And so in that course I kind of learned that it was actually possible to figure out things about how life works at the molecular level.
It was also at MIT where he had his first paper published on the topic of gene regulation in bacteria. He earned a PhD in genetics at the University of Chicago and came to Duke in 1984 after fellowships in Chicago and the University of California, San Francisco.
And what I found at Duke was, I could sense there was the opportunity to do good science, and it seemed to be on the upward trajectory, which certainly turned out to be true over the last 30 years.
Of the many awards he's won, he says he's most proud of the ones he received for his efforts with improving diversity and inclusiveness, including the Samuel Dubois Cook Society Award. Kreuzer and his wife, Bev Fermor, a research scientist in orthopedics at Duke, have been married for 13 years. The couple recently moved to Southern Virginia, where they enjoy hiking, kayaking, and gardening. They like to travel, and their next adventure will take them to Iceland. Looking back at his 30 years at Duke, he says he is grateful for the opportunities he's had here.
I'm a Dookie for life, for sure.